Plant taxonomy and conservation program is involved in taxonomic and biogeographical studies of flora of Sri Lanka, restoration ecology, sustainable use of Sri Lankan plants, factors affecting the conservation of flora of Sri Lanka, including invasive alien species, and mycological studies. Now, last year, Dr. Himesh Jayasinghe, one of the leading botanists in the country, joined the program as a research fellow, and he was able to collect 760 herbarium specimens during his very extensive field trips, and that included several possibly extinct, very rare plants, and also several new records for Sri Lanka. And among them were 38 potentially new species, new angiosperm species, which he will describe hopefully this year. And he was able to cultivate 43 species in the botanic gardens as conservation measure. I have three grant RAs. One of them is Bhagya Premratna, and she's working on edible and medicinal mushrooms. And during her studies last year, she was able to collect 100 mushroom samples. That included 30 genera of mushrooms, and herbarium specimens and cultures were prepared for molecular analysis. She also did an ethnomycological survey with 100 participants. The second grant RA is Rashika Brahmanage. He's working on eucalyptus plantations, the fungi in eucalyptus plantations. And last year, he identified 22 fungal species, and DNA sequencing was completed. And he was also identified one potential pathogen in eucalyptus plantation. This research was supported. This is done actually on the request of the forest department. All these projects are funded by Tropical Mycological Research Foundation, TMRF. The third grant RA is Ms. Tiloshi Aglavela, and she's working on the genus Ganoderma, another fungus. And during last year, she was able to collect 20 species, and samples are prepared for DNA extraction and sequencing. I had two undergraduate students last year in the lab. One of them is Sajini Madhushika, and she was working on the antifungal compounds of three native tree species. And she was able to recognize that one of the endemic species of trees produce some bioactive compounds against human pathogen, Candida albicans. I'm sure many of you may know that candidiasis is a very serious disease, and finding antifungal compounds for that is a very interesting thing. And we are hoping to write a patent application on this. The second undergraduate student is Nimesha Chinase, and she was working on duckweeds, and she explored the antimicrobial properties of duckweeds and their role in wastewater treatment. We have several plants which are actually only found in Sri Lanka in very, very small populations. Now, for example, this particular plant, Coravel, is found only in Vaturana, Valavartha, near Hulasingala, and that's the only place where this plant is found on earth. Very small population also. And we were able to multiply, or we were able to propagate this plant by vegetative means, and these are plant in our lab. And we are hoping to multiply this and introduce them into various habitats. And this project is funded by the WNPS, Wildlife and Nature Protection Society of Sri Lanka. I was the program leader conducting a scientific study of Hantan Environmental Protection Area on the request of the Central Environment Authority. In fact, they are going to revise the gazette issued in 2010 on this Hantan protection area. And our own Professor Deepal Subhasinghe, the geologist, and Professor Renuka Ratnayaka, the soil microbiologist, helped me in the compilation of this report among few other scientists from the university. I was also a member of the team who developed the National Biodiversity Policy of Sri Lanka. One of the prime objectives, roles of this project or the program is actually the maintenance of the Popam Arboretum in Tambulla. And last year we had the highest income. We were able to get 4.1 million rupees from the Popam Arboretum last year. And then also we conducted a social community project, community development project that is actually a beekeeping project. We gave 5 bee boxes to the villages in the vicinity of the Arboretum. We are going to expand it to 8. And they were also trained in honey production. And also we placed a smart bee box within the Arboretum, and that was developed by the universities of Kalani and Colombo. And this actually gives real-time data on the bee movements, temperature, humidity within the bee box, and various other important data can be obtained on in real time into a mobile phone. We also were very fortunate to get a donation from Mr. Ran Petiagoda, and that is actually an automatic weather station. So that also gives in real time indoor and outdoor temperature, rainfall, humidity indoor and outdoor, and also rainfall, wind direction, and all these weather data, real time weather data recorded in a mobile phone, and this is a very good addition. To the Arboretum. We also conducted several education programs in the Arboretum. 10 of them were conducted last year, and I gave 9 public talks on plant conservation and taxonomy in various places. Dr. Himesh Singh also gave 9 public talks, and he was the resource person in 17 field sessions held in various places in the country. Not only us, even the 2 RAs, Bhagya Premaratna and Tiloshi Agarwala were also active in disseminating knowledge to various student groups visiting our labs. Last year, we were able to publish 7 SCI papers and 4 abstracts. In fact, 2 papers came this year, but which are not included here. And this is and this is my team. Unfortunately, Chanaka Lekamge and Rashika Brahmanage are not in the picture. The other RAs and volunteers are in the picture. Thank you very much.